Onpassive.
Yeah, it's being framed as more than just, a simple update. It sounds like a major shift, a real restructuring, maybe.
Exactly. And we want to understand what's actually changing, what the panel discussion sources are telling us about the impact. Our source material for this is quite comprehensive. It's drawn from a panel discussion. You had Ash Mufareh there, senior execs, some veteran founders, people who've been around since the start.
Right, and tech analysts too, plus some newer affiliates giving their perspective.
So our goal today really is to pull out those forward-looking insights. What's the optimism about? What specific examples did they give for how this new chapter could, well, change things for people involved?
And just for context, if you're newer to this, OnPassive is pitched as this big AI-driven digital platform, lots of business tools under one roof.
And the founders we keep mentioning, they're the early members, basically.
Yeah.
Joined before the public launch, expecting certain benefits as it grows.
Yeah, and the panel really hammered home that this new chapter is a fundamental shift.
Yeah.
Ash Mufareh laid out three core areas.
Okay, what are they?
Well, first, the money side, the monetization flow.
Right?
It's designed now to be faster, larger, and more automated. That's the direct quote.
Faster, larger, automated. Got it. What's second?
Second is the technology depth. They're really emphasizing the tech now.
Oh, so?
Saying there's AI layered in every product for peak efficiency. So AI everywhere, essentially.
Okay, and the third?
Market positioning, getting ready to scale globally with a self-feeding traffic engine.
A self-feeding traffic engine. That sounds ambitious.
It does. It points to that automation focus again, I think.
It definitely sounds like a big transformation based on how they described it. You know, one thing that really stuck with me was from Grace, one of those veteran founders.
What did she say?
She talked about the journey, moving from just faith and vision in the early days.
Which is often the case with startups, right?
Exactly. To now having real infrastructure, global brand positioning, and a ready-made customer base. Real tangible stuff.
That's a significant leap.
Yeah, and then she used this analogy. She said it's like being in a gold rush, but owning the land.
Owning the land. That's a powerful image. It implies stability amidst the rush, maybe?
It does, but it also makes you wonder, what specific things inside OnPassive are actually meant to protect those landowners from the risks you usually see in these high-growth situations?
That's a really good question. And based on the sources, it seems the main strategy is this shift towards automated customer acquisition and, importantly, automated revenue distribution.
So less pressure on the individual founder to sell.
That seems to be the idea. They're not supposed to be reliant solely on their own efforts. Ash actually talked about this, linking it to financial acceleration for founders.
Oh.
He emphasized that with this new system, the founders are set up to get the bulk of the initial traffic waves.
The first pool they flow through, I think he said.
Exactly. That direct flow of customers is designed to push more commissions faster to those early believers.
And he gave that example, didn't he? Like, if 1 million new customers join in the first 6 months.
Founders are the first pool they flow through. Yeah, a very concrete picture of how they see it working.
Okay, so that's the financial acceleration piece.
But it also connects directly to brand credibility, which was another big theme.
How does that connection work?
Well, the sources stress that this chapter kicks off with global press, verified partnerships, a much cleaner, stronger public image, basically.
Right, moving beyond just the internal community buzz.
Exactly. And that higher credibility, the panel argued, attracts more serious customers, which then feeds back into more sustainable earnings for everyone. They even mention things like live dashboards and seeing positive headlines as ways founders can track this progress.
It's not just about the money, though. I remember Ahmed, another founder, made a really interesting point.
Oh, yeah.
He said, this isn't just about money. It's about respect.
Respect? In what way?
Well, he talked about how for years, founders have been sharing this vision, sometimes maybe facing skepticism. And now, he feels, people will see the real results. That earns the different kind of respect.
That's an important emotional dimension. Makes sense.
And a lot of this seems to hinge on that automated traffic system you mentioned earlier.
Absolutely. Ash explained it as founders getting targeted traffic without having to spend their own money on ads.
And the AI does the heavy lifting.
That's the claim. Sophisticated AI algorithms identifying the right people, pushing them to the right products through optimized funnels.
And even closing the sale.
Apparently so. Using personalized journeys, smart follow-ups, the whole process automated by AI.
So if you piece that together, the picture they're painting for a founder is kind of like being a lifetime shareholder, receiving ongoing income.
That's very much the language used. Ash literally called it owning a permanent seat in the engine room of a global AI company.
Wow, okay. Engine room.
Yeah, and he directly linked that to your ticket to residual income year after year.
But what actually makes that seat permanent? Like structurally or contractually? How is that long-term income stream secured, according to them?
It seems tied to that initial founder status. That status grants a share effectively in the platform's overall revenue as new customers join and new products launch globally. It does raise interesting questions about what business ownership looks like now in this digital age.
It really does.
Yeah.
And thinking about the impact on individuals, there was that story from Lydia, the teacher from Nairobi.
Right. She joined when she was earning, what, $300 a month?
Yeah. And for her, this new chapter isn't just about extra income. It's about potentially turning her part-time Onpassive involvement into a sustainable online business.
Allowing her to keep teaching because she loves it, not just for the money.
Exactly. Which then leads to the question, what kind of support is there for people like Lydia making that transition?
Yeah.
Did the panel talk about that?
They did. The sources mention comprehensive training and mentorship programs being rolled out.
Not just how to use the tools guides.
Apparently not. It sounds like it's also focused on building broader digital skills, helping founders really leverage the whole platform effectively.
And it's a bigger platform now, isn't it? Not just one or two things.
Definitely. The tech analyst highlighted the product ecosystem expansion. You've got OConnect for video conferencing,
OShop for e-commerce.
OWallet for payments, OVerify for ID checks, ODit for digital assets.
So many different potential revenue streams.
And the key is, founders are meant to benefit from sales across all of them, not just one product they happen to focus on.
That diversification seems important.
And getting access to those earnings quickly is crucial too. Ash mentioned upgrades to OWallet.
Faster withdrawals.
Faster, cheaper, multiple currencies, including crypto apparently. The goal seems to be instant access to earnings wherever you are.
Makes sense. If the money is flowing faster, people need to access it faster.
Exactly.
Besides the money and the tech, Grace also touched on the status aspect.
Ah, right, the prestige factor.
Yeah, she said something like, being an Onpassive founder will be like being an early investor in Apple. People will want to hear your story.
That's a bold comparison.
It is.
Yeah.
But it speaks to this idea of legacy and recognition. How do they see that status actually playing out in the real world?
Well, building on that, Ahmed talked about the power of the global founder network.
Meaning?
With more resources coming in, he envisioned founders collaborating to fund community projects, create partnerships, making an impact outside the Onpassive system too.
So leveraging the collective success for social good.
That seemed to be the idea. They mentioned things from local cleanups to maybe bigger educational initiatives, all funded by the network.
Interesting. And from a more predictable business angle, the tech analyst seemed quite confident.
Yeah, projecting a predictable growth curve. Because the traffic is supposedly preloaded and the AI handles scaling, it's presented as less of a gamble.
Like founders can see clearer projection?
Yeah.
More certainty than usual.
That was the implication. Which is appealing, of course. But you have to ask, with that kind of rapid scaling goal, what about challenges? Market saturation? Competition? Did the analysts address that? They acknowledged market dynamics are always there, yeah. But the counter-argument seemed to be that self-feeding traffic engine.
Back to that again.
And the constant rollout of new products. They believe this creates continuous new growth avenues and user flows, keeping them ahead of, say, saturation in any one area.
So constant innovation and expansion as the defense.
Seems to be the strategy. Ash kind of summed up the whole feeling, didn't he? He said, "This is your moment. The dream is not ahead of us anymore. It's here."
And that line about building it so early, believers would never have to chase another opportunity again.
Right. A very definitive statement about long-term security.
And hearing the personal goals really brought it home. Lydia wanting to build that scholarship fund for girls.
Grace planning to pay off her parents' mortgage.
Ahmed aiming to invest in renewable energy back home.
Yeah, those aren't just abstract hopes. They're presented as real, achievable outcomes now because of this shift.
It adds a very human layer to all the business talk.
Absolutely. And reinforcing that whole long-term legacy idea, Ash made a pretty big statement about the founder accounts themselves.
Oh, what was that?
He said, your founder account is transferable.
Transferable, you mean?
He literally said, your children can inherit your digital business.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's painting a picture of intergenerational wealth, inheriting a digital business.
It suggests a really unique form of digital asset inheritance, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
That's quite something to think about. So just to kind of wrap up our dive into this new chapter of Onpassive, the core promises we heard from the panel seem to be faster income, real global brand recognition now, that automated traffic engine doing the work.
Lifetime ownership, an expanding suite of products generating revenue, faster ways to withdraw earnings.
And this idea of a founder status that holds weight, that will be respected for years, even decades.
And connecting that to the tech analyst's projection, aiming to be a top 5 AI-driven digital ecosystem globally within 5 years, with founders supposedly still getting a piece of every sale worldwide. It really makes you ponder, doesn't it?
Ponder what specifically?
Well, what does it truly mean for an ordinary person to hold, as Ash put it, a permanent seat in the engine room of a global AI company?
And receive that residual income year after year, especially in an economy that's becoming more and more AI-driven.
Exactly. Think about how ownership and income are changing. What does it mean when a digital asset, a position like this, can potentially be passed down generation to generation?
That's definitely a thought-provoking place to end. A lot to consider there about the future. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. We hope it gave you some interesting perspectives to think about. And as always, we encourage you to continue your own exploration of these topics. See you next time.
Okay, so imagine this for a second. A digital system that doesn't just, give you tools to find traffic online. Instead, it actually creates it for you and distributes it.
Right, like a constant flow.
Exactly. Potential customers, maybe collaborators, connections, all funneled directly to you inside this system. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the Onpassive ecosystem, or OES. You've probably heard the buzz.
Yeah, especially that huge number they talk about.
That's the one. Over 12.5 million active traffic users. It's a massive claim.
It really is.
So our mission today is basically to unpack that. What does 12.5 million really mean here? Where is it coming from? And, the big question, how does it actually impact you if you're operating in the digital world?
And we've got some interesting material to work with, excerpts from an Onpassive conversation featuring the founder, Ash Mufareh, plus analysts, a developer.
And even an affiliate and a founder from within Onpassive. So multiple viewpoints.
Yeah, should give us a good picture.
All right, let's dive in. That core claim first. 12.5 million plus unique traffic streams.
And right away, they're very specific. This is described as live, verified, AI-curated traffic,
Right.
meaning they're explicitly saying it's not bots. That's a big distinction in this space,
Absolutely. Bots can inflate numbers like crazy. So 12.5 million real users, active users.
That's the claim. Live, verified, AI-curated.
That number itself, 12.5 million. I mean, how significant is that compared to, say, established platforms trying to grow?
Oh, it's huge. Many top-tier platforms would, frankly, kill for that kind of verified active user base, especially if it's growing organically.
So it puts Onpassive in a different kind of league, doesn't it?
It potentially does, and their whole philosophy seems different. Ash Mufareh apparently talks about not chasing traffic, but generating it from within the ecosystem itself. He calls it the oxygen of the system.
Oxygen, implying it's essential, self-sustaining.
That seems to be the idea. Like, the activity inside Onpassive creates more activity, more traffic.
Yeah.
It feeds itself rather than relying purely on external ads.
Interesting model. Okay, so how did they get to 12.5 million? Was there a sudden explosion or?
While the material suggests it was more of an organic build, starting from the beginning, they talk
Yeah.
about building trust, global marketing, founder engagement. These founders seem key, like early adopters who are really invested.
Right, and AI systems playing a role from the start too.
Exactly. But there was definitely an acceleration point. The sources point to around 2021,
Okay.
when specific Onpassive tools started getting real traction. Fatma, the affiliate in the script, she mentions things really taking off with tools like OTrim,
OTrim, that's the link shortener.
there, the advanced one, and OMail, their secure email, and ONet, the social network platform.
So usage of the tools themselves started driving referrals and growth.
It seems so. Plus, the traffic analyst mentions a mix of other things: YouTube campaigns, AI-driven SEO, email automation, and importantly, word of mouth from those passionate founders and users. That seems to be a big factor.
Okay, so a multi-pronged approach, but with significant internal momentum.
That's the picture painted, yes.
So let's get practical. If you're a user or one of these founders inside OES, what does this 12.5 million traffic figure actually do for you?
Well, the way it's framed, it's like a gold mine, potentially.
Gold might have.
Potential customers, subscribers, maybe team members if you're building something, all within that closed ecosystem.
And we have examples of this, like real users seeing benefits.
Yeah, the source material gives a couple. Mark, the Onpassive founder, he apparently talked about leads just dripping in from previews of OConnect.
OConnect, that's the webinar platform.
Video conferencing, webinars, yeah. So just from previews, he's seeing leads.
Without him actively pushing it externally.
That seems to be the implication in that specific example. And then Fatima, the affiliate,
Uh-huh.
her story was about Onet, the social platform. She apparently went from maybe 200 followers to over 30,000 on her monthly reach.
Wow, okay. And how?
Attributed directly to the internal reach tools within Onet, so the system itself amplifying her presence.
Okay, so volume matters. But you mentioned AI curated earlier, and Ash Mufari talks about intelligent traffic. What's the intelligent part?
Right, that's crucial. It's not just throwing millions of people around randomly. The AI is key. Its main job, basically, is to watch how people behave inside the OES. What do they click on? How long do they engage with certain tools or content? What are their preferences?
Okay, so it's learning user behavior.
Constantly. And then the intelligent part is it uses that understanding to redirect similar users to relevant stuff.
Ah, so if I'm interested in, say, e-learning tools.
Exactly. If someone else in OES has an e-learning product or service, the AI might identify you as a good match and subtly push that product your way or connect you with communities interested in that.
So it's trying to predict relevance.
Precisely. It's aiming for quality connections, not just quantity.
That sounds potentially very powerful. Can you give us a sense of the speed or precision? Like, what does that feel like for someone using the system?
Well, imagine launching something new inside OES. A product, a service, maybe even just a piece of content.
Okay. Instead of the usual grind, SEO, external ads, social media campaigns, the idea here is the system's AI could connect your launch to thousands of interested users, potentially within minutes.
Interested being the key word there.
Absolutely. That's why they call it predictive traffic. It's not just raw numbers, it's numbers that the AI predicts are much more likely to actually engage or convert because their past behavior indicates interest.
That shifts the focus from user acquisition to user matching, almost.
Sort of, yeah. Leveraging the existing internal user base intelligently.
But how does this traffic get distributed? If there are millions of users and potentially thousands of founders or businesses, how do they ensure everyone gets a piece of the pie? Does it just go to the most popular people?
That's a really important question, and they seem to have a specific mechanism for it. They call them intelligent rotator systems.
Rotator systems, like a round-robin sort of thing. Kind of, but intelligent. The description suggests they're designed to make sure every founder gets a share of the traffic flow, even those who maybe aren't super active marketers themselves.
So it tries to level the playing field a bit, avoid the rich get richer scenario.
That seems to be the goal. To eliminate what they call the grind model, where you constantly have to hustle and often pay just to be seen, this system aims to handle some of that distribution automatically.
Do we have examples of that working? The auto distribution?
Yes, actually. Mark, the founder we mentioned earlier, he specifically noted seeing leads assigned to his affiliate panel automatically, without him paying for ads. He mentioned Onpassive handled the advertising side.
Okay, so the system itself was driving leads to him.
That's what he reported. And Fatima, the affiliate, she mentioned getting messages through OMail about webinars relevant to her interests. Webinars she hadn't actually directly promoted herself.
Implying the system identified her interest and pushed the info.
Right. It suggests the OES was actively distributing relevant content and opportunities based on user profiles, not just waiting for users to find things.
Okay, 12.5 million now.
Yeah.
You mentioned projections. Where do they see this going?
Well, the phrase used in the material is that the system is just warming up.
Warming up with 12.5 million users.
Yeah. The expectation mentioned is hitting 50 million active traffic flows by the end of the year.
50 million. Wow.
And they apparently consider that a conservative estimate.
That kind of scale has massive global implications, doesn't it?
Absolutely. They specifically talk about global reach, mentioning regions like Africa, Asia, Latin America as becoming traffic leaders within OES. This could potentially shift some power dynamics in the tech world, fostering digital economies in places maybe underserved by traditional Silicon Valley platforms.
And just to be clear, when we say traffic, it's not just individual people clicking around.
No, that's a good point to reiterate. The sources indicated includes businesses, even governments, educational institutions.
So organizations looking for AI tools and automation solutions provided within the OES.
Precisely. It broadens the scope considerably beyond just B2C interactions. It's B2B, B2G, et cetera, all potentially happening within this ecosystem.
It's a bold vision.
Mm.
These claims about AI-driven traffic, auto distribution, they sound almost too good to be true sometimes. Do we have any more, like, really immediate, tangible results people have seen?
There are a couple more specific examples cited. Mark, again, reported seeing 17 organic signups hit his affiliate panel one morning.
Organic meaning?
Meaning not from his direct promotion, attributed to the system's traffic. And these were from Nigeria and Canada, showing that global reach in action.
Okay, 17 signups overnight, basically.
In a morning, yeah. And Fatima with her ebook.
Right, what happened there?
She apparently put it on the Odesk Marketplace. That's their internal platform for digital products and services. It got 2,000 downloads in just 3 days.
2,000, with no external ads.
According to the source, yes. No external advertising push from her. It was attributed purely to the visibility and traffic within the OES marketplace.
That really does highlight the potential power of having such a large, engaged user base already built in, doesn't it? If the system can effectively connect creators with interested users.
Exactly. It suggests the 12.5 million plus number isn't just vanity. It's an active base that can drive real results for people within the system.
So wrapping this up, thinking about everything we've discussed, what's the final thought for you, our listener? It really makes you consider what it means to be part of a digital ecosystem that isn't just passive, isn't just a set of tools you use in isolation.
Right. One that actively works to generate and share the most valuable online commodity traffic attention among its participants.
It kind of flips the script, doesn't it? From constantly chasing visibility to potentially having it curated and directed to you.
It's a different way of thinking about online reach and engagement, definitely. More cooperative, perhaps.
So, the question to ponder is, what possibilities could a system like that, if it truly delivers on these promises, unlock for your own digital projects, your business, your ideas, when the platform itself is designed to help you grow? Just using these devices.
Yeah.
That's really what we're diving into today. We want to unpack how you can potentially make that happen. We'll explore some maybe surprising opportunities and give you practical steps, real strategies.
Yeah, and the fascinating thing here really is that this isn't about some kind of magic trick. You don't need to be a coding genius or anything like that. It's more about understanding, well, huge demand that's out there online, and then figuring out how to connect the skills you already have, or maybe learn some new, pretty accessible ones to meet that demand. So we'll be breaking down, step by step how you might make this a tangible thing for you, showing you the potential that's kind of hidden in the tech you own already.
Okay, let's unpack that first big idea then, the mindset shift. Because let's be honest, right? For most of us, our phones, our laptops, they're for fun, entertainment, chatting. How hard is it really to start seeing them differently as actual business tools, profit tools? What's the main mental block people hit?
That's such a key point, because the first step, and honestly it might be the most important one, it's really truly believing it's possible. It sounds simple, but it's fundamental. It's less about the tech itself and more about, well, discipline, persistence. Think about Brian. We mentioned him before. He was super skeptical about freelancing, totally dismissed it. Oh, that's not for me, But then something clicked. He committed. He started seeing his laptop not just for movies, but as a workstation, and everything changed. He started small, just basic typing jobs, then moved on to transcriptions, and now he consistently makes over 2,000 a day.
Wow.
Yeah. His journey just perfectly shows it, doesn't it? It's about matching any skill, even stuff you think is basic, with an online need and need someone's willing to pay for.
Right. So, okay, you've made that mental switch. You believe it's possible. The very next question is obvious, isn't it? How do I start? Like right now.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah.
And that's where these quick wins come in. Yeah. Ways to earn your first shillings online, maybe even today.
Absolutely. You need to get your feet wet, build some confidence, see that first bit of money come in. So the easiest places to start are probably things like online microtasks. These are tiny jobs, really small, labeling images, quick data entry, clicking ads sometimes, stuff like that.
Okay.
Platforms like Remote Tasks, Pico Workers, Swagbucks, they specialize in this. Now, the pay isn't huge, let's be real. Maybe Creche, 200 to 500 a day if you're consistent, but it proves the concept. It shows you money can be made online.
That first proof is important.
Exactly. Then maybe you look at online surveys. You've got TimeBucks, Taluna. They pay maybe Chesh 50 to 300 per survey. Seems small, I know, but they do add up. You can fit them into little bits of free time. And if you want something even lower effort, there's even watching ads and earning. Apps like Wow App or Honeygain. You basically share a tiny bit of your internet or wash ads and earn passively. Very small amounts, but it's something.
So you might be listening wondering, okay, can someone really start today with this stuff
Yeah.
and actually see like KH500 in their account by tonight?
Yes, it's definitely possible. If you're consistent and put in a few hours, seeing that first KH50, then KH100,
Yeah.
it's incredibly motivating. It makes it real.
Right.
And the key insight, once you do start earning, don't just stay there on the micro tasks forever. Reinvest your time and effort into learning something that pays a bit better. Use these as a stepping stone.
Okay, that makes sense. The quick wins get you started, build momentum.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're serious about hitting that KH 2000 a day consistently,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like you need to, well, level up your skills. What kinds of skills are we talking about? Are they actually accessible for most people?
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting because with just a little bit of focused learning, the income potential jumps quite a bit. A hugely popular one right now is transcription.
Listening and typing.
Essentially, yeah. You listen to audio files, interviews, meetings, whatever, and type out accurately what's being said. Companies like Rev, Go Transcript, Transcribe Me, they always need good transcribers.
Okay.
And the great thing is you don't need a degree for this. You can learn the basics, the formatting, everything from free YouTube videos. There are tons of them. The key number here, 1 hour of clear audio, if you get good and accurate, can earn you around $15.
$15.
Yeah.
About KH 2100, right?
Exactly. So 1 good hour of transcription work could potentially hit that daily goal if your skills are sharp.
Wow, okay. What else?
Another really solid path is article writing. And look, you don't need to be the next great novelist. Lots of websites and businesses need straightforward, well-researched articles, blog posts, content. You can find these gigs in online communities. Facebook groups are great for the search for things like online writing jobs Kenya. Loads pop up. Typically, clients might pay between, say, KH200 and 500 for a 500-word article.
So 4 short articles could get you there.
Precisely. 4 decent articles, hitting deadlines. You could be at KShip 2000. It's about clarity, good research, and being reliable. And hey, if you speak more than one language fluently, translation gigs are fantastic.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, platforms like Gengo or Unbabel connect translators with clients needing documents, website content, all sorts of things translated. Just as an example, Kiswahili to English translation, that can pay around $0.08 per word.
Per word. Okay, that adds up fast.
It really can. Even translating a few pages could be quite lucrative. And then finally, there's virtual assistants, VA work.
Right, the remote personal assistant idea.
Exactly. Think managing emails, scheduling calendars, basic data entry, maybe some social media updates. It often uses skills you already have from daily life or, previous jobs, organization, communication.
Where do you find those? Same places.
Yep. The big global platforms like Upwork and Fiverr are full of VA jobs, but also don't forget local options. Check places like OLX sometimes. You might find small businesses looking for help directly. The beauty of VA work is its flexibility and the range of tasks. You can often find something that fits your existing skill set quite well.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Selling actual products or services online, it sounds like it could be really profitable.
Yeah.
But maybe for our listener thinking about starting, what are the common challenges? Is it just as easy as setting up a WhatsApp group? And can you really make that KH 2000 a day just from sales?
That's a great question. And yes, it is incredibly lucrative, absolutely possible to hit KH 2000 daily just through sales. But it's not just setting up a group, you're right. Success comes down to understanding who you're selling to and offering real value. It's about trust, convenience. You absolutely could start with a WhatsApp business group. That's a fantastic low-cost entry point. Resell things people want, shoes, clothes, electronics, or even digital services directly to your network. And the ease of M-Pesa payments locally makes this super effective.
Right, the payment part is key here.
Definitely. Then there's affiliate marketing. This one's often overlooked, but it's so simple in concept. You're basically a digital salesperson, but you don't own the products.
How does that work?
You sign up with companies, think Vimeo, Killamal, Amazon even. They give you special links to their products. You share those links on your blog, social media,